I can sing you a song, sing a song about anything, like the time of day. It's 10 o'clock on a Sunday, and I ain't doing shit 'cause I'm on vacay. Except maybe getting crunk. Oh man, I was a little bit of a singer back in my day. I remember I went to what was it? It was Allstate, I think it was. It was an Allstate, like a statewide singing competition that I went to a couple of times. I went like 2 or 3 times, and it was a blast doing that whole thing. But what's going on, guys? This is Rob, and we're at the conclusion of my vacation here in Hawaii. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video that I put up. I've been experimenting more with B-roll. And a lot of that footage was shot with, of course, most of it was shot with the 1DX Mark II. Some of the lower level shots, the ones where it was like sitting on a rock, or like when water was rolling up to the camera, that was shot with the GoPro Hero 7. But the lens that I use, this is actually kind of a cool thing, the lens that I used was a 70 to 200 millimeter lens. And I've been experimenting with that on shooting B-roll, because I saw a Peter McKinnon video where he was like, I shoot all my B-roll with a 70 to 200 millimeter lens. And I was curious to see how that would compare in relation to something like like the 16 to 35 millimeter lens that I have around here somewhere. And the, well, actually it's on the camera right now. That's why I can't find it. And the 50 millimeter 1.2 and the 35 millimeter 1.4. And yeah, I wanted to see how that would compare, because I brought all 4 of the lenses with me just to see how those would go. I want to get some more lenses. I want to experiment some more, so maybe get something like a, I don't know, get something like an 85 millimeter prime lens, or you know, something. I want to see if they have like a 100 to 300 or 100 to 400 millimeter lens. I know they have 400 millimeter prime lenses, but I want to kind of see, you know, what I can do with some other stuff. But yeah, anyway, the vacation's coming to a close. You know, it's coming to an end, and it's always a sad thing, you know, having to go back to the real world. But this is a very busy month. I have Thanksgiving that's coming up, and then I've got a very special thing happening at the end of November. Nothing to do with you guys. It's strictly myself and a very special person. And yeah, so you know, it's interesting, you know, with this whole vacation experience, because I feel like these things are needed from time to time, right? You know, like I remember after the Boston trip, people are looking at me kind of funny as they're walking by, like, why is this guy talking into a camera? I'm recording a vlog. Don't judge me. But after I had this trip in Boston, or the trip to Boston rather, when I was hanging out with Daniel, I came back and I was talking to Comic Story, and he was like, well man, maybe what you need is to just go to a different place like once a month. Just go on like a trip. Like go to like a different, you know, place for like a weekend, or for like 3 or 4 days or something like that. And the more I thought about that, the more I thought that's a great idea. Just go to like a different city every month or something like that, you know. And plus, here's the other cool thing too. Depending on who goes with me, whether I go alone, if I go alone, it'd be a lot easier to do this than if I went with somebody else, because I'd want to focus on spending time with them. But if it was just me, I'd probably organize like a meetup and just say, hey guys, like I'm gonna be in this town, you know, in like 2 weeks, you know, or like in a week or something like that. Like let's just and just like pick a day and just be like, let's all meet up at this place, and I'll hang out with you guys, and I'll talk to you guys about stuff. And we'll just kind of socialize and things like that. I mean, I don't expect them to be like huge turnouts or anything, but I think it'd be kind of cool, you know, to hang out with you guys and talk to you guys about stuff and so on and so forth. But yeah, you know, this is one thing to bear in mind, guys. This is one thing to always keep in mind. The world can be overly hectic. I mean, it can be pandemonium at times, and that's the thing about maintaining perspective, because if you don't really take the time to get a break from things, then take the world as it exists now, right? I mean, we just had the midterm elections, so political ads were running supreme, which I don't know about you guys, but I get so tired of political ads. Usually, like there are times when I'll see a politician's political ad so much, I'll just be like, you know what? I'm not gonna vote for them just on that, just because they're so annoying. Which really kind of begs the question, in 2018, why aren't politicians running YouTube channels to promote themselves? Why are they still relying on analog services like like analog television or even digital television, you know? It's 2018, a majority of young people, you guys, majority of you spend your time on YouTube. Maybe that's just out of touch with reality politicians are. But nonetheless, you know, you got political ads that are going on, you've got everything going on with you know, Trump as a sitting president, you've got, you know, people have work and they have all these stressful things going on with their lives. And if you don't take time to recuperate, it can be so overwhelming. And it can really give you the feeling the world's going to pot, when in reality it's not. It just seems like it is. And so having a reprieve. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to go to Hawaii. You know, maybe you just take a walk at a park. You know, maybe you just you go for a walk downtown. Maybe you decide you want to get into photography. You don't need a super high-end system like this. Like, do what comic historian's doing. Benny has this idea where he's focusing on the fundamentals of photography using a phone. And then once he gets those fundamentals down, then he's going to apply those to actually using a DSLR. Now, there is a big difference between using a DSLR and using an actual camera phone, but the difference is enough that all it really takes is for you to understand the mechanics of a DSLR. And then the principles of taking pictures, the actual fundamentals of taking shots is all still the same. So there's not a huge learning curve there. But maybe get into photography, maybe get into videography. Use your phone and just start going around and shooting videos and different things like that. Give yourself a hobby. Give yourself something that you can do to unplug, to walk away from the world as it exists now, and to find some small measure of peace. Because, I mean, believe me, I've been there, guys. I mean, as a guy who's struggled with all kinds of different things, I know what it's like to feel like you're like Alice, just tumbling down the rabbit hole. I know how it feels to be walking down that path, and it sucks. It's overwhelming, and you feel lost, and you feel like you're in the passenger seat of your own life, and there's no worse feeling than that. So make sure you guys take time to unplug. Make sure you take time to unwind. Make sure you take time to just walk to close the door on the world and have your own little place where you do whatever it is that you want to do. You know, just find that thing. But anyway, guys, yeah. So it sucks that we have to go back to reality. It sucks so much because I'll be honest, if I could, I would stay here forever. This place is beautiful. I want to make this, you know, my initial idea was I want to make this an annual trip. I might make this a biannual trip. Come out here twice a year because this place is, jeez, this place is beautiful. I don't know how to pronounce the name. It's called the Garden Island in Hawaii, but it's Kauai, Kai, I'm not sure. It's Kauai. So I'm not exactly sure how, Kai, I guess. I'm not sure how you would pronounce that. But I'm actually staying at the Koakea Hotel, like the Spawn Resort. This place is amazeballs. But it's cool because there's a Marriott right down, like right next door. Which they basically share like one giant area. Which if I'd known that, I would have stayed at the Marriott. I probably wouldn't have stayed here. But I mean, this is beautiful, you know, but you know, it's unnecessarily expensive. But still, you know, it's yeah, that's just my little pearl of wisdom, guys. Find a way to unwind. I apologize, by the way, if it's kind of noisy in here. I have the AC going, and this microphone may be picking some of that stuff up. I'm still trying to get the fundamentals together on how this microphone works, specifically how to navigate it and how to get it to do what I want it to do. But yeah, getting used to it. Microphones are just like anything else, guys. It kind of takes time to learn the little nuances and, you know, how to configure it in a way that works best for you. But plus the actual audio settings for the DSLR for a 1DX Mark II are pretty limited, which makes sense. I mean, this is not a cinema camera, so it's not really designed for cinema quality audio. It's designed for run and gun audio, so it kind of makes sense that they would just be like, here's a few settings, peace, and then, you know, just kind of call it a day. So anyway, guys, back to reality. I fly out of here at like 6 o'clock tonight, which is 11 p.m. Eastern time, and it's 9 p.m. My time, Mountain time, and yeah, so we're gonna bring this video to an end, and I will catch you all later. Peace.